Welcome to Good E-Reader Full Disclosure, a new segment where we take a look at a device that we've recently received and reviewed and unboxed, and we give you our impressions of it in just a conversational manner.
All these segments are filmed right after we did the review, and we just finished doing the unboxing and the review of the brand new Pocketbook that we got, the Inkpad.
Yeah, so this is the 3rd generation Inkpad.
Yes.
This is a really solid e-reader in the respects that it's 7.8 inches.
Yeah.
It's 300 ppi and it has a warm light, so it has everything that a modern e-reader in 2018 should have.
Yeah.
And it has audio functions in terms of a USB to 3.5 millimeter headphone adapter. Yeah,
the reason it's so thin, as you see in our review video, it's incredibly thin, not only because it's a larger screen, so everything's just naturally more spread out. Yeah, they don't put the port on here because the port is circular, and obviously it takes a lot of room real estate wise, so they give you this little jump adapter. It's no more than 2 inches long. It's for it to go to the USB to 3.5 mil, but you can't use the USB while you're using the 3.5, so you know what I mean? Because you can't use like a USB charger, or you can't transfer data while you're using it. It's kind of like it eats the port up. So
yeah, I mean,
that's a small thing.
Yeah, I mean, so this e-reader I feel that is aimed at like mid-level to advanced users.
Totally.
In the respects that it doesn't really have a built-in digital bookstore.
No, it's all side load.
Yeah, so if you're not comfortable side loading content, I don't know if this e-reader is right for you, because like a lot of people who might buy this have had a Kindle, a Nook, a Kobo, that have built-in bookstores.
You click on the store.
Exactly. You buy books, they're instantly synced to your device. Whereas with this, it does have Adobe DRM support, so you can buy ebooks from other bookstores, but you all have to sideload them with Adobe Digital Editions.
Yeah.
So if you're not familiar with Calibre or drag and dropping with Windows Explorer, if you don't even know where to download free books from the internet, that's a barrier for casual readers to use this device. So that's why, you know, Amazon makes so much money, because they aim at casual readers. You know, a $49 entry-level Kindle versus a 7.8-inch Pocketbook Inkpad 3 that costs 199 euros, which in US dollars is close to about $300. So the amount of money that you're paying for this is about the same amount of money that you're paying for a Kindle Oasis 2.
And it's so much
Kobo
more
Aura 1, Tolino Epos.
And it's so much more difficult to use. And if you guys aren't sure what we mean by side loading, basically if you go to Kobo, if you go to Kindle, like Michael said, you just get the unit, you got books, you got store, and when you click on store, you go to the store. You can download the latest New York Times bestseller. This doesn't really have that. It does have a store button on here, but I've noticed that even in the past 3 generations of all these units, they all just go to Google. They just redirect you to Google, as you can see right here. It actually doesn't go to any store. So side loading basically means that you have to have a computer or a tablet PC or something else over here. You got to download your books, then use a cable to put it into this. Then you unplug the cable, and then you have your books. And Michael also said you have to use Calibre and other things like that if you want the books to be properly organized, have a proper name, and not just be jumbled in some direction.
Yeah, making sure that all of the ebooks have a cover image, cover art, that have all the metadata and things like that.
So
this
I would say
with a ton of preloaded books,
like
100 plus books.
Yes, but I agree. This is totally a technologically advanced user's e-reader, because you can't just be the first-time reader, pick this up, first-time e-reader user, pick this up and immediately know what to do with it.
Yeah, it's not super intuitive, and there's no guides that teach you how to sideload that are on this. So it's sort of in the user's hands to determine how exactly do you copy content to here. But if you are a person who has had different e-readers over the years, sideloading is not an alien concept to you. So in terms of what does this e-reader bring to the table, well, aside from the Tolino Epos and the Kindle and the Kobo Aura 1, this is an open garden. There's
totally
open. You're not locked into anything. It's designed to be sideloaded, so by its nature it's open. But I found that installing your own dictionary is not really possible. Installing your own fonts, not easy and not possible. It does have an SD card, which is is a
That's
Pro.
good, yeah.
Kobo's
Yeah.
gone away from SD
They
cards.
did.
Amazon has never done an SD card since the original first generation
Yeah,
Kindle.
a long time.
Everyone's getting away from SD cards
Yeah.
because they want you to not sideload content,
Right.
not buy everything from that retailer. Whereas with Pocketbook, SD cards are a critical allure of them, so this is one of the reasons why you would buy the Pocketbook.
There is that trend in European brands like Icarus, Onyx, Pocketbook, Tolino, where they have their units in Europe that always have SD cards available to be put in there to expand the storage. Whereas all of the North American brands, as we know it, Kobo, Amazon, and Barnes & Noble, they don't really have that option. And in fact, in the recent years, since about late 2016 when the manga model came out with Amazon, and then Kobo with the 32 gigabyte limited edition, they're almost doing that iPhone-esque tiered storage system kind of thing,
Right.
where you can buy the 8 gig model, the 16 gig model, and the 32 gig model. But by doing that, you can't buy the cheapest model and throw an SD card in there. You have to buy, the limited edition, the manga model, the higher end model that costs way more money if you want that storage.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to buy the Oasis 2 on its own, it's expensive enough as it is, but if you want to get to the 32 gig model Oasis version, it costs like an extra $80. And then if you want to get the new gold version, it costs $30 more.
That's right.
So you're paying more for colors, whereas more people use cases.
And that's exactly what we saw in our comments. Everyone's like, but I have a case, so I can't see the color. Why does it matter? Because Amazon sells cases and other third-party sell cases, so why does it matter what color I have? And yet you're charged more for it. So.
I never use cases for anything.
Some things. I have like on my Asus phone or Asus, I have like a really thin case. I haven't ever gotten used to those gigantic wallet cases with like the credit card slots and stuff.
ID and stuff like that.
Yeah, it makes your phone like the size of a hamburger. Like I can't put that in my pocket. No, I like low profile cases.
I think people do that to get away from carrying wallets with them.
And it's true because everything's really digital now. So if you put like 2 or 3 credit cards in your ID in your wallet, in your phone wallet, then it's like all in one.
Yeah, for my phone, I use like Apple Pay, so I could like go to Whole Foods. When I go to Whole Foods a lot, I just use Apple Pay, so I don't even need my credit card or cash. Although I often pay in cash just because I cab like a lot. But that's besides the point.
But the Pocketbook, guys. What I want to add actually is the light distribution on this, as you saw in our review, is very, very nice. But if you look at this on an angle, you see the 19 lights pretty clearly. It's an interesting combination of being able to see the LEDs very clearly, but they don't get in the way of the reading experience. So there's 10 white LEDs and 9 warm LEDs, or I guess orange, to give that warm light effect.
Yeah, I mentioned it in the review, but I think it's best to say that this is the best front lit screen Pocketbooks ever made.
Oh yeah.
Even distribution, there's no splotches at any of the corners, which is usually something we nitpick on, even from like the flagship readers from big companies.
Yeah, because they get all grayed out.
Yeah, totally.
The light
like
can't reach
it gets kind of grayed out in like the corners and stuff. This, because it just has so many LED lights that, and Pocketbooks never really made a 7.8 reader before, so they had to totally reevaluate their entire lighting system, packed more lights. Once you add more lights, the screen's illuminated more. And I found even with the warm light system that their warm light system on this is better than Kobo's. Kobo's, even at the mid-level for the orange light screen, it's still really orange.
It is.
This, like, once you sort of make it 3/4 of the white front light display, then 3/4 of like the orange light, it doesn't even really look orange. It's just like this muted, really nice, like illuminated display.
It's the cold and the warm kind of canceling each other out that makes it so good. Whereas Kobo was like extreme orange, extreme white, and it just never really blended. But watch our review, you'll see all that.
It's a good dichotomy. So hopefully when you watch this segment, you have already seen our unboxing and review, and so we're not going to really rehash everything that we said in the review, because there's really no point. This segment's more or less about our personal thoughts about this, and like we've kind of run over the big draws as well as the cons on this, so hopefully you are a little bit more illuminated, no pun intended. But yeah, I mean, let us know what you think about this e-reader. We believe for the bang for its buck, it's really solid.
It's solid.
It is a little bit expensive, but you are getting a lot of value from it with very, very few drawbacks. For GoodEreader.com, my name is Michael.
This is Peter.
Everybody take care.